Rajya Sabha adjourns sine die after disposing of pending legislative business. House passes key bills including FCRA amendment and bilateral netting of qualified financial contracts bill. The Rajya Sabha also passes the three important bills related to labour laws. Union Minister Prakash Javadekar says workers have now got justice. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to hold talks with 7 states and union territories with high rates of COVID-19 today will review measures to tackle COVID-19 and its management. More than 63% of active COVID cases are in these states. India's war against COVID continues. India's testing capacity has surged to more than 12 lakh daily tests. Recovery rate is 81.25%. Mortality rate 1.59%. India has the highest recovered cases in the world. And heavy rainfall in Mumbai and other areas of Maharashtra. BMC today declared a holiday for all private offices except emergency services. Yellow alert for Mumbai, Thane, Raigad, Sindhudurg and orange alert for Palghar. Namaskar, you're watching DD News in DD India. I'm Gautam Roy. Now, first up, Rajya Sabha had to be adjourned sine die on Wednesday, 8 days ahead of the scheduled end of the monsoon session amid concerns of the spread of coronavirus among lawmakers. Earlier in the day, the House passed key bills, including 3 on labour reforms. Rajya Sabha Chairperson M. Venkaiah Naidu said the House had to hold 18 sittings, but it held only 10. He said the 10-day session was productive and as many as 25 bills were passed and 6 were introduced. Opposition members were boycotting the proceedings after 8 members were suspended after ruckus in the House on Sunday during the passage of the farm bills.
During the 10 sittings, total of 25 bills have been passed and 6 bills have been introduced. The productivity of the House during this session has been 100.47% as against the scheduled available time of 38 hours and 30 minutes. The actual functional time of the House has been 38 hours and 41 minutes. While 3 hours and 15 minutes time of the House has been lost unfortunately due to disruptions, the House sat for an extra time of 3 hours and 26 minutes.
And the chairperson also said that the productivity of the House was over 100%, referring to the unruly scenes during the passage of the 2 farm bills on Sunday. The chairperson urged the members to ensure that such an incident is not repeated in the future. He said members should realize their errors before finding out a way.
The developments in the House surrounding this unprecedented move have been deeply painful for all those who hold the stature and dignity of this august House dearer to their hearts. I don't want to go into the details of those unpleasant turn of events. All that I like to do is appeal to all of you and all of the other members who are not here from the depth of my heart to kindly ensure that such unseemly behavior is not repeated in future. I would like to remind all of you that in 1997 and 2012, this august House has resolved that all members will uphold the dignity of the House by complying with the rules and procedures laid down, the House combinedly.
So very stern last comments as far as the adjournment of the House sine die is concerned from the chairperson related to what happened in the House on Sunday, where the deputy chairperson even had to go on a one-day hunger strike because there were other MPs who had misbehaved and then they had sat on protest as well. Now, Parliament has passed the 3 labour code bills for the welfare and protection of workers as well. Rajya Sabha gave its nod to these bills today, while the Lok Sabha had already passed them yesterday. The Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code 2020 seeks to amend the laws regulating the occupational safety, health and working conditions of the persons employed in an establishment. The second bill, the Industrial Relations Code 2020, aims at amending the laws relating to trade unions, conditions of employment in industrial establishments or undertakings, investigation and settlement of industrial disputes. The third bill, the Code on Social Security 2020, seeks to amend the laws relating to social security of the employees in the country. Replying to the debate on the three labour reform bills, Labour Minister Santosh Gangwar said that the purpose of labour reforms is to provide a transparent system to suit the changed business environment.
हमारी सरकार सदैव से श्रमेव जयते के सिद्धांत को मानती है तथा एक श्रमिक के जीवन को बेहतर बनाने के लिए सरकार संकल्पित है। इसी उद्देश्य से हम अपने श्रमिकों को वेतन सुरक्षा, काम करने के वातावरण की सुरक्षा, सामाजिक सुरक्षा तथा त्वरित विवाद निस्तारण प्रणाली देने के लिए सदैव प्रयासरत रहे हैं। हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने अपने कार्यकाल के आरंभ में ही ये स्वीकार कर लिया था कि जितना महत्व सत्यमेव जयते का है उतना ही महत्व राष्ट्र के विकास के लिए श्रमेव जयते का है।
And on the occasion, the I&B Minister Prakash Javadekar said workers have now got justice.
मजदूर जिस न्याय की प्रतीक्षा कर रहे थे वो न्याय अब मिल रहा है। वेतन सुरक्षा, सामाजिक सुरक्षा, स्वास्थ्य सुरक्षा, तीनों की गारंटी देने वाली ये बिल है। यह ऐतिहासिक कदम के लिए प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी और मंत्री संतोष गंगवार दोनों का बहुत-बहुत अभिनंदन।
And the Rajya Sabha also passed the Foreign Contribution Regulation Amendment Bill 2020 today. The bill amends the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act of 2010 to make several new provisions. The FCRA bill has already been passed by the lower house on Monday. That is the amendment bill. The FCRA regulates the acceptance and utilization of foreign funds by individuals, associations and companies. Among other provisions, the bill proposes to enable the centre to allow an NGO or association to surrender its FCRA certificate. It also proposes that not more than 20% of the total foreign funds received can be spent on administrative expenses. The current limit is 50%. Under FCRA, that is candidates running for elections, editors or publishers of newspapers, judges, members of any legislature and political party, they are all prohibited from receiving any foreign donations or funds. But the amended bill has also added public servants as defined under the Indian Penal Code to this list of prohibited entities. A key amendment also proposes to introduce the requirement of Aadhaar biometric ID, stating that applicants must now provide Aadhaar details of all their office bearers as an identification document. The bill also prohibits the transfer of foreign grants received by an entity to a partner organization or an associated person, which is a usual practice. Also, foreign contribution can now be received only in an account designated by the bank as FCRA account in a branch of the State Bank of India, New Delhi. And this designation has to be done by the centre. No funds other than the foreign contribution should be received or deposited in this particular account. Replying to the debate on the bill, the amendment bill, the Minister of State for Home, Nityanand Rai, said the legislation was not against any NGO and is an effort to maintain transparency. This amendment is in the interest of good NGOs which want to do good work for the country.
FCRA एक राष्ट्रीय तथा आंतरिक सुरक्षा कानून है जिसका प्रमुख उद्देश्य यह सुनिश्चित करना है कि विदेशी धन भारत के सार्वजनिक जीवन या राजनीतिक और सामाजिक विमर्श पर हावी न हो जाए, इसका मुख्य उद्देश्य है।
And the bilateral netting of a qualified financial contracts bill was also passed today in the Rajya Sabha. The bill was passed in the Lok Sabha on Sunday. The legislation allows for enforcement of netting of qualified financial contracts. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that the bill will allow financial sector to be more resilient. It will also reduce the price derivative products.
The benefits that the country will derive from this exercise would be the financial sector would be greater resilient for this particular act which is coming in. Second, it will reduce the price of derivative products on account of optimal utilization of all the capital which will be available and enable banks to increase credit limits because they'll have more money now. They will have greater credit limits for counterparties and clients. Corporate bond markets will be greatly energized because the credit default swap markets will be better functioning now. Business exits will be better because improved recovery mechanisms will happen for financial contracts.
Even as Parliament passed the bill under which Kashmiri, Dogri and Hindi, apart from the existing Urdu and English, will now be the official languages in Jammu and Kashmir, Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh has said the other languages spoken in the Union Territory like Punjabi and Gojri will continue to get due attention from the government as they are a valued part of the culture and traditions of Jammu and Kashmir.
The largest speaking language in the population of Jammu and Kashmir happens to be Kashmiri, which is about 53.2%. The second commonest spoken language is Dogri, which is about 20.6%. So both these languages put together amount to about 70-72%. Two most commonly spoken languages spoken by more than 70% have been included. Then comes Hindi. Now Hindi being Raj Bhasha, it is obviously that it had to be included because that is how it happens in other states as well. The Home Minister went one step further not to disturb the earlier arrangement by also keeping English and Urdu intact. So overall we have 5 languages.
Let's now talk about what's happening in the country in the war against COVID-19. Well, with its focused strategies and effective, coordinated and proactive measures, India is reporting steep increase in recoveries. New recoveries in India have exceeded the new cases for the 5th consecutive day. 89,746 recoveries have been registered in the last 24 hours in the country, whereas the number of new confirmed cases stands at 83,347. With this, the total number of recoveries stands at 45,87,613. The recovery rate has now reached 81.25%. India has the highest recovered cases in the world now. It also contributes 19.5% to the global recoveries. As India records more recoveries than the new cases, many states and union territories are following suit. 17 states and union territories have more new recoveries than new cases. 75% of the new recovered cases are being reported from 10 states and union territories, that's Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Apart from that, there are Odisha, Delhi, Kerala, West Bengal and Haryana. Those are the states that are really providing the tally as far as the recovered cases are concerned. A large number of cases coming in from those states as recovered, which is why overall tally is also getting better. Maharashtra continues to lead with more than 20,000 new cases of COVID-19. Recovered patients, that is, Andhra Pradesh contributed more than 10,000 to the single-day recoveries. Vaccine innovator Bharat Biotech owns the rights to distribute the vaccine in all markets really now, and that's how things are progressing. Okay, now about what's happened in the case of the vaccine process, the development process. In a tweet, the Ministry of Health has said that India's testing capacity has surged to more than 12 lakh daily cases. Higher than 6.5 crore total tests have been conducted Across the country, higher testing leads to early identification of positive cases. As the evidence has revealed, eventually positivity rate will fall. And they further added, as India rides the wave of very high testing, several states and union territories have demonstrated better COVID-19 response with higher tests per million and commensurate lower positivity rate than the national average. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi will today review the status and preparedness of COVID-19 response and management in 7 high-focus states and union territories. These high-focus states are Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Delhi and Punjab. Chief Ministers and Health Ministers of these states will participate in the virtual meeting. Let us now take a look at the updates on COVID-19 coming in from across the world. Over 3.17 crore coronavirus cases have been reported worldwide, with more than 9.75 lakh deaths. As many as 2.33 crore people have recovered from the virus so far. The United States continues to top the list, being the worst hit country by the pandemic so far, with the highest number of COVID-19 cases. The US is nearing the 71 lakh mark with over 70.97 lakh COVID-19 cases, with deaths crossing 2.05 lakh. In terms of the death toll, Brazil stands second on the tally with over 1.38 lakh deaths. There are more than 45.95 lakh cases of COVID-19 in the Latin American country. Now back home, as heavy rains hit Mumbai overnight, the BMC declared a holiday today for all private offices except emergency services. Low-lying areas are waterlogged, including Parel, King's Circle, Sine, Matunga, Kurla, Malad and Andheri. The Central Railways' suburban services were suspended since 5 a.m. Western Railways' suburban special services were restored between Churchgate and Bandra on fast corridor at 12:35 hours. Local trains that are running between Churchgate and Dahanu Road on the fast corridor, while on slow corridor, special suburban services are running between Bandra and Virar. Several short distance and long distance train services were also disrupted. There have been several route diversions of best buses as well. According to the BMC, all pumping stations are working at full capacity to pump out water from the waterlogged areas. BMC Commissioner Iqbal Singh Chahal reviewed several areas in the city today. He also visited Bandra Kalanagar pumping station. The IMD has issued a yellow alert for the city, which can receive heavy to very heavy rainfall with extremely heavy downpour. Now, in a unique initiative, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with the fitness influencers and citizens during a nationwide online Fit India dialogue, which is being organized to celebrate the first anniversary of the Fit India movement on the 24th of September 2020. The online interaction will see participants sharing anecdotes and tips of their own fitness journey while drawing out guidance from the Prime Minister on his thoughts about fitness and good health. Among those who will participate range from Virat Kohli to Milind Soman to Rujita Divekar, in addition to other fitness influencers. In times of COVID-19, fitness has become an even more important aspect of life. This dialogue will see a timely and fruitful conversation on nutrition, wellness and various other aspects of fitness. Envisioned by Prime Minister Modi as People's Movement, the Fit India Dialogue is yet another endeavour to involve citizens of the country to draw out a plan to make India a fit nation. The basic tenet on which the Fit India movement was envisaged was that of involving citizens to imbibe fun, easy and non-expensive ways in which to remain fit, and therefore bring about a behavioral change which makes fitness an imperative part of every Indian's life and is being strengthened by this dialogue. In the past 1 year since its launch, various events organized under the aegis of the Fit India movement have seen enthusiastic participation of people from all walks of life and from across the country. The Fit India Freedom Run, Blog Run, Cyclothon, Fit India Week, Fit India School Certificate and various other programs have seen a combined participation of over 3.5 crore people, making it a true people's movement. The Fit India Dialogue, which will see participation of fitness enthusiasts from all over the country, further strengthens the vision that it's the citizens who are to be credited for the success of the nationwide movement. Anyone can join the Fit India Dialogue over the NIC link. That's at PM India webcast nic.in. This is from 11:30 a.m. on the 24th of September. Now, women in Arunachal Pradesh have set an example of self-reliance for themselves and others by becoming part of small groups. Women volunteer groups in many remote villages are working in the field of agriculture as well as making products made by hand. Now, despite the challenge of tough weather conditions and lack of infrastructure, women have always been a symbol of hard work and determination. Amma Baghi's story is one such story of women power and Atmanirbhar Bharat. Take a look at this special report.
Local and traditional artifacts are always center of attraction for consumers, and same artifacts preserve the cultural traditions. Amma Baghi, an entrepreneur from Upper Subansari district of Arunachal Pradesh, has close association with handmade products, and she started by making doll, bag, basket and bouquet. Amma decided to impart her skill to other needy women from her district through her organization, Doni Ane Multi-Purpose Society. She contacted women who were just confined to home and started giving them training for local handmade products like dolls and other items. One of the main objective was to learn a skill to earn for themselves and their family.
वर्क भी हो जाएगा, इसमें माइंड डाइवर्ट भी हो जाएगा और हमारा मार्केटिंग आने वाला दिन को ये कभी ना कभी तो हम मार्केटिंग में लेके जाएगा. स्पेशली अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट यूथ लड़की लोग होता है, औरत लोग होता है, ऐसे कुछ भी उन लोग का पास करने के लिए उन लोग को हम बुला के ट्रेनिंग देता है.
During the lockdown, Amma Baghi and members of her organization gave new shape to their products, mainly dolls attached with local tradition and culture. So their product is not like any other product available in the market.
यहाँ में औरत लोग बहुत घर में ऐसे पड़ा रहते हैं ना, तो कुछ भी काम धंधा नहीं होते, तो घर पर हम लोग हाउस वाइफ है, तो घर में अपना घर का काम खत्म होने के बाद हम लोग ऐसे फ्री रहते हैं, तो फ्री रहते हम लोग ये डॉल मेकिंग को बनाने से क्या होता है, अपना एक जो हैंडक्राफ्ट जो अपना एक ट्रेडिशनल अभी जो प्लास्टिक का जो चीज़ है वो सब हम लोग पकड़ना नहीं पड़ेगा, और प्लस अपना जो ट्रेडिशनल जितना भी जो डिज़ाइन है उसको भी हम लोग बाहर में हम लोग शो कर सकते हैं ना, और साथ ही साथ हम लोग को हाउस वाइफ होने का नाते बहुत सपोर्ट मिलता है पॉकेट मनी के लिए.
एक्चुअली ये काम को हम मेरा पॉकेट मनी के लिए हम स्टार्ट किया था. डॉल एक बनाने के लिए ये 2 घंटा या फिर 1 घंटा ऐसा लग जाता है, अगर आप डेडिकेट से पूरा इसमें देने से. अगर रेस्ट करके बनाने से तो 3-4 घंटा तो हो ही जाता है.
Amma Baghi sets an example for other women that a small initiative can give them new meaning to life, not only being self-reliant but also being a helping hand for home and others. With Pilyania, Sanjay Pratap Singh, DD News, Itanagar.
Things, sometimes even pretty things. That's what we saw here, and that's all we have for the moment in this edition of DD India and DD News. But for all the latest, stay tuned to these channels.